This is a audio check. This is a audio check. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me know if you guys can hear me a-okay, if the music's too loud, if the music's too soft, too low. And if you guys want Krisha to join us on today's stream, which I'm not too big of a fan of, I'd rather her, not steal my stage like she usually does. Randy says the music's too low and I'm too loud. Am I too loud? Should I reduce the mic a tad bit? My voice is too low? Jesus, make up your mind. Or did I read that wrong? So Vic says the audio's good. All right, that's good. Hey Ajesh, good morning, buddy. Good morning. All right, do you guys want Krisha on here? If so, if you guys want Krisha to show up live on stream with that gorgeous face and that radio voice, you guys got to get the likes up to around 30. I want to see a almost 1-to-1 ratio. 30 likes, and I'm going to get Krisha on here for you guys. Wolvie, how's it going? Ajesh is in here too. My favorite siblings are in here now. I mean, I don't have favorites. Oh man. So the volume is okay, let's try something else. How's this? Is this much better? Today is hopefully going to be a very casual stream, but since Krisha isn't getting her 30 likes, we're going to have to postpone her bit of the stream, or maybe just have her show up another day. I'm going to get center stage. Hey Siddharth, how's it going, man? Oh man, I'm tired today. Let's go. Nah guys, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna need Krisha on here today. I'm too tired to do this stream all by myself. So, good morning guys. We are gonna be starting not too long from now. As you guys can see, we have the gorgeous, the beautiful, the radio voice herself, Krisha. Krisha, say hi.
And what's up, you guys? Welcome to today's Bitcoin and altcoin live stream. Let's do
altcoin?
this.
We're doing them. We're doing all.
I mean, come on. So many altcoins are just looking so juicy. However, we got some interesting charts to show you guys, and we'll be sticking to those.
So this is what we're hoping on doing today. Okay, we're hoping to stick to the agenda. We're likely gonna fail considering I'm so tired, and it's that much harder to stick to agenda when you're tired. At least for me. My mind tends to wander, and I tend to ramble, and that's when I'm like the least focused.
Yeah.
Right. How about this? What I mean is I don't need to put in that much effort to ramble. Right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with Bitcoin. We closed a monthly a couple of days ago. We are in the brand new month of December, my favorite month of the year, the wrap-up month, and we have some interesting things to talk about. Okay, Bitcoin has definitely not had the most ideal close, but like some people say, it's not the fantastic close, but it's not bad either. That being said, there's something interesting, really interesting on this monthly close that you guys are gonna want to pay attention to. Something super interesting. So we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, mostly in regards to the monthly and the weekly. The weekly is showing us some warning signs of some further downside. Now, of course, as Bitcoin bulls, we're going to want to see that get negated. But until we do see that negated, we're going to have to be a little bit more on the cautious side. So I'm going to show you guys what's interesting on the monthly. That's going to be very imperative moving into next year, especially for those big mega wins that we're going to be looking for. All right. Then I'm going to show you guys the warning signs on the weekly. Then we're going to switch on over to Ethereum, and Krisha is going to give you her analysis on Ethereum, so you guys don't want to miss that. And then after that, we're going to switch on over to Cardano before we wrap up with Matic. Right. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and Matic. We're going to be doing 4 today, guys. 4.
Yeah, and quite a few of them are looking very juicy at this particular juncture.
Before we begin, etc., make sure that you guys let us know that you guys can hear Krisha fine, you guys can hear me fine, because we want to make sure that you guys are, part of any conversation that, transpires between me and Krisha as well. And yeah.
Lots of good stuff to be covering today, especially that monthly close. I feel like, I don't know, we have such a weird fundamental backdrop right now, economic backdrop right now. So I have a inkling on it's a plausible sort of thing of what could play out on Bitcoin's macro timeframes. It's all going to be pretty cool.
You have a inkling of what may happen?
Yeah, I mean, and I spoke about this in one of my Bitcoin videos. I mean, we'll first get to the charts and then we'll start unraveling and dissecting things. But yeah, Bitcoin's monthly close was not particularly the best close, right? We're hoping for a defense of, say, at least 58.8K.
There's a lot of uncertainty and noise in the markets too currently with, hey, is the Fed tapering? Is the Fed not tapering? Fed is taking back their words on transitionary inflation. And I really think Jay Powell, when I say Jay Powell was misrepresented in what he said, right? So I did watch the clip where he talked about, he said, we may need to retire the word transitionary, right? He wasn't saying that. He wasn't trying to imply that, hey, inflation is not transitionary. We are just going to keep having inflation for the foreseeable future. That's not what he was trying to say. What he said very specifically, okay, it was very clear and was misrepresented, misquoted. What he was trying to say is that, hey, the word transitionary has always meant different things to different people, and that has led to a lot of confusion. So in that regard, we should retire the word transitionary because it's so confusing. And I agree with him, right? I agree with him on that. So,
and people looked at it as hawkish, like everyone got super bearish on that news.
Yeah, the thing is, the Fed cannot be hawkish, not enough to warrant the word hawkish at the very least, right? So like when you say I'm going to stop dollar cost averaging as much as I was, but I'm going to keep dollar cost averaging with printed money, that's not hawkish. It's just not.
Well, it's perception, right, guys? What do you guys think? It's all perception. It's all about how people really perceive the kind of news that comes out of there. So, and that's essentially what the markets, that's what is reflected on the charts. It's that human perception of the news, the fundamental news that just comes out.
Exactly.
Right.
At the end of the day, perception and expectations is all that matters.
Exactly.
If people expect the Fed to taper, the markets are going to reflect that. Bay State Trader says Fed only talks tapering, won't happen anytime soon. They've already started tapering, so it's already happening. The question is, does it matter?
Yeah. That's the thing, right?
Murali is here. Murali or Murali? Krisha was like, it's not Murali, Sean. It's
like,
Murali. Stop mispronouncing his name.
Mispronouncing your name. Just let us know if we are. I'm like, I think we're mispronouncing his name.
Doesn't matter. Your mango name is now Murali. Is the audio fine? The music, can you guys hear the music fine? I feel like you guys can't hear the music fine.
See, I told you, Krisha's right. Because when I was in university, I had someone, one of my classmates, had the same name as you, and that's just how he pronounced it.
Is that Sri Lankan?
I'm not sure.
Murali. That's hard to say.
That's Indian.
That's hard to say, Murali. It doesn't roll off the tongue.
Okay, well, Sean's naming you now.
You're Murali. Hey, we have another M. Krisha the other day was like, what's up with all these M's?
I was just going through the names and just like, there's a lot of M's. We got a lot of M's in Mango, and I think it was very, very fitting. But are we ready? Are we ready to get in? I'm super, super excited.
Okay, how's that, Wolfie? We're not ready yet. Not until the music's perfect.
Jack, we've missed you too, man.
Jack, how's it going, bud?
In here.
We can wait for a few more people to maybe for Philippe to show up, man.
Also, guys,
and Julian. Stan is here. How's it going?
Philippe's gonna judge my taste in coffee. Every time I tell him I'm making like instant coffee, it's just like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Blasphemy.
A bit too loud now. You guys, Jesus.
You've got to be very delicate with the toggle.
How's that?
Zathan. Is that really your name, Zathan? If it is, it's like freaking awesome.
Zathan.
That's actually a really cool name.
Yeah.
It's actually a really cool
name.
It's
like Xavier and Nathan.
It's like, yeah, it could be like one of those, you could have like your own warrior movie or something. Like Xena.
Oh, Philippe is here. Jari Litman, that's him, yeah. How's it going? Okay, so now Julian and who else? Mark isn't really too important. We need Sherwin though. We need Sherwin. Could someone tag Sherwin? Sherwin. And where's Investor, man? We need it. CN. These are our regular streamers.
I think Investor, I think he is, he's in North America. I'm not sure. What's the time there? Might just be a little late. Also, guys, come on. 72 watching. Hit those likes. Let's get it up. You guys want to hear about the altcoins, the nice juicy charts? Come on, guys. We can do better than 32 likes. Brett knows. Brett's the man.
Investor Jesus, love his name. Yeah, he's saying he's Jesus. I don't know. When I think of him, I think of the guy from The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna be like, I'm gonna be Maggie.
You're gonna be Maggie.
Yeah, look at me in my hair, my pretty face, my hair, my leadership skills, and he's gonna be my right hand man or my left hand man, but he's gonna die to the walkers. So.
It's too much Walking Dead for Sean.
So what do you think? Am I more of a Maggie or am I more of a Rick?
Maggie. I think the hair
Yeah,
really
Maggie,
does it. I
yeah,
think, yeah, Maggie. Base State Trader says, congratulations to all the early adopters. You are part of the 4% of the forward thinking. And I sort of agree. I think that people still haven't begun to realize how new this all is, right? And I feel like everyone here right now in the space, I think it's still early.
4%? I thought I was a lot more special than that. I thought I was in the 1%. There you go. We were just talking about you, man.
Oh, there he is. I thought you were asleep, man.
Austin is in here too.
Jesus.
How's it going, Austin?
Jesus.
Alright, so now that we have Jesus with us, we can begin the stream. Audio's A-okay, right, guys? So,
Fern says, I am Negan. We got a Negan, we got a Maggie. Who's a Rick? Do we have a Rick?
I bought my mom a $25,000 Christmas gift because of you guys and a Grandma Moses painting. I love you both. Hey, man, that is so good to hear. That is so good to hear. That's so good to hear, man. So glad you were able to do that.
Crazy. That's awesome.
Jack has been one of our longest followers. I just dropped my
It's
thingy.
okay.
Can you grab it for me?
I don't know where it's at now. It's okay.
No, it's not. It's not. There you go.
Oh, there's no way I was gonna get that.
Yeah.
I
Alright.
couldn't see it.
I was just about to go to sleep, but oh no, it's mango time. It's not sleep time. It's always morning. The Mango Grove. Okay. With that, let's go ahead and get started. We will be starting with Bitcoin. Kusha, Bitcoin, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Has to be Bitcoin. I mean, we closed that beautiful monthly candle. Maybe not so beautiful, but everything with Bitcoin is beautiful. Bitcoin is beautiful, guys.
All right, so for those of you who are just tuning in, here's the agenda for today. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin, then we're going to be talking about Ethereum, then we're going to be talking about Cardano, and then we're going to be switching on over to Matic. All right, we're going to be having a very, very casual discussion right after that, and take a few questions, possibly some altcoin requests, and then wrap up. Okay?
Yes, sorry.
Okay, cool. So let me just go ahead. So in regards to Bitcoin, I want to start with the monthly time frame, but before we do that, as usual, I do want to go ahead and take a quick look at the dashboard just to keep an eye on what the trend is on multiple time frames. So we're going to start with the weekly, and Bitcoin is still long on the weekly time frame, been long 50 days ago, and we did talk about this in the last Bitcoin analysis that we did as well, that for those of you who have been patient and missed the initial trend entry on Bitcoin, this is essentially telling you that, hey, if you are playing Bitcoin in the weekly, it is still in its consolidation period, right? And it has given back most of its gains that it did have on its first leg towards the upside. And this could be a potential higher low opportunity. That's what the trend trading dashboard is telling you based on the fact that the weekly is still showing long. The returns since the 52-day call, right? A call 52 days ago is 4%, essentially telling you it's given back most of its returns since then. But an opportunity to either add to your position, right? If you're playing this on the weekly or monthly, of course, or an opportunity to start building a position, right? So this also sits in line with, hey, there's always opportunity in the market. If you are patient, stick to your rules. You missed your initial call on the weekly time frame. This might be one now. Over the 4-day, the 4-day has switched neutral. That is key to keep in mind, guys. The 4-day, so the mid to high time frames is no longer pointing towards the upside anymore, right? The momentum has switched into consolidation, right? Even though the weekly is still trending towards the upside, the monthly is still trending towards the upside. We're going to be talking about that very, very soon, showing it to you on the charts. The 4-day isn't. The 4-day hasn't switched long just yet, or rather, it switched from long to neutral, and it's been in that phase for the past 13 days. The 2-day, neutral as well, 9 days ago. The daily is actually short, right? It actually switched short, and that too switched 9 days ago. But Krisha, its returns are 0.37%. So even on the short side, we have essentially given back all of the profits
right
to the downside, right? Okay, what about the 12-hour time frame? The 12-hour did give a short call a little bit earlier or more recently, and that's 6 days ago, and the returns are 5%, right? So essentially, the short-term traders have been having more of an edge over the longer-term traders recently, but that's just how things go during the consolidatory periods. You're trading within a range on the high time frames, and the short-term traders get to play within the range, right? Now we have the 4-hour time frame, and the 4-hour time frame did give us a short call 3 hours ago, Krisha, and up 1.22% since then. Okay.
Yeah.
So at the moment, it's only the high time frames that are giving us the long call, right? So with that, we can switch on over to the charts now. And what we'll be doing is starting with the monthly time frame. We closed a monthly, or rather, a better way to put it is we opened a brand new monthly. And this is where things get super interesting, because we were looking for Bitcoin to close above this horizontal right over here at around I want to go ahead and put down the exact numbers, around 58,000 58,350. Okay, so let's just go and put down 58,500 ish. Yes, that's good. So we're looking for Bitcoin to close a monthly above there. What would that have done, or rather, why were we looking for that, right? Why were we looking for Bitcoin to close above? It was essentially because Bitcoin on the month of October cleared above the horizontal set in by the candles on its first rally towards its high at 60,000. So when it put in its high in the beginning of the year, right, in the month of April and the month of March at around $60,000, the monthly level that was important was 58,850. Then we went into what you would say a mini bear market, but on the monthly it was just a higher low, right? Just a higher low, consolidated in a mini bear market on the lower time frames, and then we've gone up back towards our highs, and in the month of October we closed above. The month of October closed above the monthly candle close high of the month of March, right, and the month of April as well. So that entire horizontal within those 3 months over here, guys, that we marked out, we cleared it in the month of October. Okay, so essentially what happened over there was resistance flipped into support.
Yeah.
Okay, the monthly clearing above that essentially said, hey, we have flipped this resistance level into support. That's really, really good news. Now, for that confirmation of the level to hold for the months to come, we look for two things. For the high to be taken out, right? The high to be taken out, and the month to close up to hold that level as well. So essentially, the previous candle's high, which is the month of October, we want to see that high getting taken out, and we also want to see the.
Go on.
It is extremely distracting for you to be typing while I'm trying to do an
Sorry, I was
analysis.
just trying to engage with them there. I'm on the chat.
Okay. Sorry, apologies, guys. But this is a pet peeve. Yeah, so essentially we're looking for a monthly candle close above the level to essentially hold that that resistance that has flipped into support, and we're looking for the high to be taken out. Okay, we did one of the two things. Where we closed, or rather we took out the high of the previous month, but we failed to close the month above, right? That's why this monthly candle close, or rather the monthly open, was so important. We did not close above 58,000. We took out the previous high, but we did not close above it. So that essentially tells us that the monthly level that we had flipped into support is now resistance again, right? So 58,000, which we had temporarily flipped into support, has flipped back into resistance. So this level over here that the monthly had claimed has now been lost again on the candle close of November, right? So leading to December, for the entire month of December, until we close December, this level over here is going to be resistance. And if we zoom in over here, guys, we're going to see that we've tested that level and we're rejecting off it right now. We tested it perfectly and we are rejecting off it, right? So until, again, it's very important to understand this, until we actually close the month above it, this level is going to be resistance, okay? Similar to the month of October, similar to how in the month of October we flipped it to support, and the entire month of December, that level was a support level. Now it's flipped back into resistance, right? And it's going to stay resistance till the end of the month. Okay. But that's only through a support and resistance perspective. If you're looking at this through a trend trader perspective, that high has been set in. We have put in a new high, right? So you can essentially be looking at it like this: high, higher low, higher high. Now, even though we did not hold that support level and we flipped it back into resistance, the question is, where do we put in the high low, right? That's going to be the big question leading into the weeks to come, perhaps even the months to come, depending on how long Bitcoin wants to continue its consolidation, right? We were looking initially at the month of, or rather the level of around 48,000 to around 47,000. In my previous analysis, I gave you guys a case for how Bitcoin could actually come all the way down to 40,000 on a capitulation event, and that would be a massive buy opportunity. We're not going to discuss that again in this stream, so I recommend you guys go ahead and check out the channel for that video. I extracted that video and put it up as a separate Bitcoin video, so go ahead and look for that. And yeah, so look for that. That would be a great buy opportunity at around $40,000. For this video, I'm going to be sticking to the monthly because something else is interesting on the monthly time frame. Now, remember, we were looking for this level to hold as support, primarily because the month of October, okay, flipped it into support by closing above it, right? That's a key sentence over there. We were looking for this level at 58,000 to hold as support, primarily because the month of October flipped it into support because we closed above that level, okay? However, if I plot Bitcoin against the M2 money supply, which we have right over here, I'm going to go ahead and hide all the other horizontals, all this mess. If we plot Bitcoin against the M2 money supply, you're going to see that Bitcoin did not close a high, monthly close high, above its previous monthly close highs, right? We did not do the same thing against M2 supply when you plot Bitcoin against M2, right? This is really interesting. This gets even more interesting when you turn on all the other horizontals that I just had, okay? And you start seeing how well Bitcoin has historically respected these levels. And someone in the stream has mentioned this before in the past, but I did not want to pay too much attention to this while I was keeping an eye on it. And some of you have noticed on my list on the side there because you guys kept asking me what that was. But the reason I didn't want to trade on this was because we did not have enough data points, right? Now, however, we have enough data points to say, hey, wait a minute, this is being respected well enough now. We have more than 3 data points, right? 3 makes a trend, and once you have more than 3 data points, that is actionable data that you can look towards putting on some edge against. You guys can see that over here and over here, we have respected those levels to the T, but we switch back on over to Bitcoin against this vanilla USD, you're going to see that we closed above it. Switching back to M2, to the T, Bitcoin closed underneath it, to the T, right? More importantly, this is where things get really interesting. This horizontal over here, guys, do you see this one over here at a ratio of 1.42? That is a horizontal that's essentially coming in from Bitcoin's $20,000 high, right? Everyone was looking for a retest of Bitcoin's $20,000 high. And we touched on this briefly when we did come down to 30,000, that if you plot Bitcoin against M2 supply, Bitcoin is essentially retesting its 2017's can close high, right? On the weekly time frame. And that's what we did, right? We've already tested it. So we have another data point over here too. So against M2, Bitcoin has not closed a monthly candle close high, right? Not close monthly candle close high. So we're still in that consolidation period, which lines up with that thesis that we had in around October to September that, hey, what if we simply consolidate like this, putting on a longer term consolidation, a possible ascending triangle, and then look for upside. Kusha, what are your thoughts on this?
No, that's pretty much I mean, I had sort of published a video on Bitcoin's monthly and weekly time frame predominantly. And it's pretty much this. I feel like because, and it's funny because Bay State Traders, he says, I feel if the fear-mongering news feed does not kill the stock market today, then we will finally see the beginning of the blow-off top cycle. Now, that's a thing, right? I feel like now there is like a bearish backdrop almost a hawkish backdrop with what happened with the Fed and stuff. And we're not, it's weird. We have that, plus we have this new variant, and if this actually starts bringing about a bit more liquidity, and if, you know, governments all over the world, they don't entirely, you know, shut off the knob as far as money printing is concerned, we're likely, even if Bitcoin does have to see like a taper down, like a move to the downside, I feel like it's going to be more for consolidation over 30K, basically something like this ascending triangle that Sean just drew out for you, right? So we essentially consolidate over that 30K region, consolidate, leading into the next move to the upside. So I'm looking at this ascending triangle pretty much. I'm on the same page as you.
Yeah. Okay. So that's Bitcoin essentially on the monthly. The key thing to note is that one, on the USD time frame, we, even though on the USD time frame we flipped the major level into support, we may have been wrong on assuming that, hey, Bitcoin has actually flipped that level into support, because against M2 we didn't really do that, right? Now again, I want to stick by my rules and play it the way I would normally do, because I don't want to introduce a new trading data point into my trading system in the middle of a trade, right? But now that that trade is done, right, that idea is invalidated, we can start looking at this and start trying to establish some more trading, or rather a new trading idea out of this, right? However, as things stand at the moment, both of these charts are sitting in line, because both of these charts are respecting the same horizontal, because this current chart over here has flipped it back into resistance, and this chart over here plotted against M2 is also against resistance. So all Bitcoin has going for it on the monthly time frame right now is the fact that it's put in a new monthly high on both charts, right? Both charts has put in a monthly high, so the uptrend is still intact against the monthly. Now, with that, I want to take us down over to the weekly time frame, okay? And there are some warning signs, because right now we want to essentially establish how low can Bitcoin come. How low can Bitcoin come to put in that monthly high or low, right? Could it come all the way down here? Could it come somewhere around here? And we're essentially looking at the zone between 50,000 to 47,000 as a possible monthly high or low, or does it simply stop over here and move towards the upside? For that, we want to see whether the lower time frames has support coming in underneath it to help Bitcoin have that momentum towards the upside. And relative to the monthly, a lower time frame would be the weekly, right? So I'm going to go ahead and switch to the weekly over here, remove my horizontals drawn in from the monthly time frame, and I'm going to switch to the Ichimoku template over here for us, guys. We can see that we have Tenkin support coming in all the way down around the $50,000 mark, okay, which lines up with the horizontal that I just drew on the monthly level. Okay, so is there anything else indicating that Bitcoin may want to come down further over there? If I turn on my 10 SMA, you guys are going to see that on the previous week we lost the 10 SMA, and currently we're resisting right up against it, right? We tested it earlier this week, saw rejection, and now it looks like Bitcoin wants to have that further downside. I'll only look for upside now if Bitcoin can clear this weekly time frame, okay? If Bitcoin can clear this 10 SMA on the weekly time frame. Thoughts on this, Krisha?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think 10 SMA on the weekly is going to be clutch. I feel like Bitcoin right now is sitting at a very, very tight range, if I have to be honest. Yes, this is looking bearish on the weekly time frame, but there is, I believe that we're still on macro support. The support that I've been looking at is the 4-day 21, which honestly we're sitting on right now. So it's almost like the sandwich of price action that Bitcoin is sort of oscillating within. I don't know why I'm talking to the mic. I'm looking at the mic and I'm talking. But anywho, so yeah, it's like this really tight range of price action that Bitcoin is sort of oscillating within. So if we take out the 10 SMA on the weekly to the upside, that's when things look A-okay, pretty much what Sean said. But the 4-day 21, Sean, we're sitting smack up against it. If we break that to the downside, then I'm saying that, you know what, further down we go, at that point, I'll be looking towards...
So looking at the 4-day 21?
Yeah, 4-day 21 is right there.
Okay. So yeah, so we're essentially squeezing between the 4-day-21 EMA and the weekly 10 SMA. I would put more preference on the 4-day-21 EMA myself as well. That being said, Krisha, I do want us to take a look at what the dynamic has been doing on the 2-day time frame. Okay, this has been one of my guiding lights in terms of the mid time frames. Okay, and look at that. It's literally been perfect. We can essentially stay long. Okay, I'm talking about leverage trades here, not spot trades. Okay, you can stay long above the 2-day dynamic and close out all your leverage trades underneath the 2-day dynamic, right? Like it worked over and over again. We can, for this entire run actually, let me just go ahead and show you guys really quick.
That's insane. Look at how accurate that's been.
So right over here, if you go into a long here, boom, towards the upside, close your long over here. So you would have captured this part of the trade at the very least. And then again, right, and this is essentially what we did, right? We were trading we actually were trading this all the way up from over here, but we hedged our trades based on the 4-day and the 2-day doing what it did over here, and then unhedged our trade over here, and then caught this part over here. Now again, lost the 2-day dynamic, and again, I'm not going to be taking any long trades, any leverage trades on Bitcoin, as long as we're underneath this level. And you can see that rejection after rejection after rejection. We flip it, I'm going to be okay with that. And this is, by the way, lining up with the weekly 10 SMA as well, right? So now we're seeing confluence on multiple time frames with the 2-day dynamic.
Yeah.
Julian had mentioned a couple of other levels this was lining up with as well. There's a beautiful thread where we discuss Bitcoin's monthly levels in conjunction with other time frames in the Grove. So if you guys aren't in the Discord yet, make sure you guys join, because we have some really good conversations, educational conversations on there. So that's Bitcoin, guys, essentially. Monthly, we have resistance overhead now essentially established with this monthly close, right? 58,500-ish. We have resistance overhead. We've put in a new high. Yes, the trend is towards the upside, but we have monthly resistance towards the upside. We have weekly resistance towards the upside on the 10 SMA. I'm going to go ahead and show it to you guys again really quickly. Okay, we have 2-day dynamic resistance towards the upside. I just showed it to you guys. So Bitcoin is not sitting in a position where I'd be looking to take any leverage trades, okay? We'll have to wait for Bitcoin to show us its strength before I put on any leverage trades. Until then, there's opportunity on other charts. And with that, we can actually switch on over to Ethereum.
Yep. Ethereum has been the talk of the town, and rightfully so, right?
Yep.
If you now just get on over to the dashboard.
Hold up though, before we switch to Ethereum, I want to just answer a few questions.
Yeah.
If anyone has any questions.
Go ahead. I'm so excited with Ethereum, and there's quite a few altcoins out there. I'm sure many of you are probably trading the alts right now.
Murali, I'm trying to pronounce his name. Murali says, Jesus, he's talking to Jesus. He's talking to an investor. I'm taking it step by step. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, Investor and Murali are both our latest additions to the seed program. So if you guys are on the seed program and are watching from home, please give them a warm welcome, especially if you guys missed the introduction and the welcome in the seed chat. Glad to have both of them on board. Lindika's here. Lindika says, guys, you didn't welcome us. I'm looking forward to Sean's welcome line, please. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sean Dexter, and I welcome you back to the Mango live stream. There you have it. All right. So any questions before we move on? Because Krisha's going to be doing a analysis on Ethereum now. So any questions on Bitcoin?
Shoot. Could be so Merle asks, could there be a probability of Bitcoin putting a W-like pattern or going back at around 30K is bearish? Honestly, I think that if Bitcoin actually breaks 43K, and I'm looking at the monthly, I'm getting that level from the monthly 10 SMA, I think that's going to be pretty bearish, because if you just look at historic price action, we only usually do that when we're getting into a fresh new bear trend. Now it could be an intermediate trend, or it could be a major bearish trend, but that's usually a good marker to go by. So 43K. So yeah, even getting past 30K. But be careful though. So I'm looking at the monthly when I'm looking at this, because there are a lot of times where Bitcoin could have those volatile moves to the downside, only for price to then go up and close over a major level leading into the next monthly close, right? So these are like little key things that you need to keep your eyes peeled on. So while yes, approach the chart with prudence, but still have your eyes peeled on all the major time frames.
Yeah. And keep in mind what we discussed in the last live stream. It would be educational to go ahead and watch that video, because we do combine multiple time frames in that video. And we talked about the 200 SMA primarily. We talked about how leading into that monthly close, we'd be closing a 2-day time frame. The 2-day 200 moving average is likely going to tick up. And it essentially now sitting at around 42,943. We're looking for it to move in towards the Kumo twist over here. Around that time, if we do see Bitcoin have that downward impulsive move, I'll be looking to bid any touch on the 200 moving average on the 2-day time frame. So I'd look for 30K if we lose that, right? So until we lose that, I wouldn't be looking for 30K. You take it step by step with your trades as well. Take it step by step on your levels, because what new traders do is that they'll go on Twitter, they'll see a call for around 30,000, 20,000, and this is what happened when Bitcoin was sitting around here, right? Around 30,000, everyone was looking towards 20,000 and 19,000. And that's fine to look towards it, but understand that there are levels that we need to go past before we can look for those levels, right? You can have a plan for Bitcoin eventually getting there. If we lose this, then I'm going to be looking here. If we lose that, then I'm going to be looking here. And that's fine. But then you miss out on, you either get too bullish or you get too bearish at the wrong times. So again, until we lose this level, just like over here, I wouldn't be looking for further downside immediately. We lose that level, then yeah, I'd be looking for further downside. Wolvie says, last stream you also talked about the 2-day 200 moving average as a good buy, but I was wondering if you would leverage that, or if those kind of pullback targets would be mainly a spot position. So if you're buying the 2-day 200 moving average, or even the daily 200 moving average, or even the weekly 2-day or the weekly 200 moving average, you're not trading that as a trend trade. The fact that price has come down all the way there mostly means that the trend is broken, right? You're trading that as a trend support line, right? Trend support line, kind of like how we use the dashboard to understand that, hey, I have trend support in my favor when I'm trading. Let's say the 4-hour time frame switches short, right? But then the 2-day and the daily are both long. So you know you have higher time frame trend support, and you combine that short position where it's essentially pull back, you can take that long trade based on trend support. Now on the charts, however, you can see your trend support and price can bounce off that. So you'll be trading that as a support and resistance play. You can combine that in your trading strategy to turn it into a trend trade, but you don't immediately say that, hey, this is a trend trade, because it's not trending in your direction. You're taking a counter trend trade, right? Like, think about it. If the 2-day comes down over here, that's a downtrend. Now, could get fancy, and that's fine, but you need to draw your circle of competency and understand whether you are ready for that kind of trade, and say that, hey, I'm trading the monthly time frame, right? And this is completely fine, by the way. It's completely fine. But again, circle of competency. I am looking for a higher low on the monthly time frame, and I'm looking for that higher low to be the 2-day 200 moving average. You guys understand that, right? So if you think back to the pretense of this the analysis we did on Bitcoin, we said, hey, we're looking for that high low, right? Where could it be? Where could it come? It could come down to this horizontal over here, 47,000. It could stop at these highs over here at around 52,000, 50,000-ish, or it could be the 2-day 200 moving average, right? So what's your thesis? What do you think is going to happen? And then you start hunting for a high low. It's hard to hunt for a high low, guys. It's not easy. Okay, so Kusha, Hey, Rita's in here. How's it going, Rita? It's been a while since I've seen you.
Hey, how's it going? I like what Bitcoin's doing here. I'll be honest with you guys. Be careful. Sean was just on the 2-day time frame, and usually there was a Kumo twist there. I'm not sure if anyone really noticed.
Yeah, no.
Kumo twist, price getting pulled into the twist. I'll say this: we get past 58K. I'm saying up we go.
Honestly, the easiest trade on Bitcoin is above the 2-day Tenkin.
Yeah.
Like, we clear the 2-day Tenkin, we're going to 90,000. I think so. Like that would essentially be negating this toppy formation too. So. Okay, cool. So with that, guys, we're going to be switching on over to Ethereum now, and Kusha is going to be doing a detailed analysis on Ethereum. So yeah, Kusha, you can take the.
Julian asks, Krisha, is there any pattern the Queen wants to talk about? Well, you're about to hear one
All
on
right.
Ethereum.
So we're going to be doing Ethereum, guys, and we're going to. Apologies. We're going to be doing Ethereum now, and this is going to be a Krisha analysis starting with the dashboard. Let's go.
Cool beans. Let's get on over to the weekly. So, of course, with Bitcoin, Ethereum also closed a nice, beautiful monthly candle. And if there's anything that really has me feeling, relatively, bullish about the crypto market right now, it is Ethereum. And not just Ethereum, but there are some of the other altcoins as well that actually closed extremely well on the monthly time frame. Like, it is ridiculous. So yes, Bitcoin is being the laggard here, if anything, but notice Ethereum USDT on the weekly time frame here, guys. The dashboard did give us a long signal 108 days ago, and if you caught a trade on that, you're up still by 37%. Okay, now this is ticking up as we right after that last monthly close. So now this is Ethereum on the weekly. How about the 4-day time frame? What do you know? 4-day as well. Long signal here, 28.66% if you caught the trade on this. I want to get on over to I believe the 2-day time frame. Let's actually go through all the time frames to see.
So far, Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin.
Hell yeah! I mean, I think that goes without saying. I think Ethereum, like I said, has been the talk of the town. In fact, I have been keeping track of Google Trends. Now there are a few altcoins that are trending, some of which we're covering in today's video. Out of those altcoins that are trending, Ethereum is one of them. Okay, and I think it is warranted. Just by looking at its chart, I believe it's warranted. So 2-day is currently neutral. I think that this is going to flip based on how the next 2-day closes. I'm really liking the chart so far. How about the daily? Daily is long as well. Okay, I agree. I'll tell you what it is that I'm looking at. 12 hours long. Okay, how about the 4-hour? Neutral, but... So I've been looking at the Ethereum chart during Sean's analysis, and I'm like, okay, you know what? This closes well on the next 4-hour. I'm saying this flips as well. Okay, so
wow.
With this, now I believe Ethereum is looking ripe. Let's get on over to the chart.
All right.
Sean's going to toggle that, and beautiful.
At USD?
Okay, at the USD.
Could you click the chart thingy?
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
There you go.
Trying to work together. Okay, cool beans. Now let's get on over to the monthly. I think the chart here is.
You can clear out all the horizontals.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm just looking at the monthly right now, right?
And the monthly.
Guys, look at this. Like, how could you possibly be bearish on this chart? So now this was that one strong region of resistance that we saw at around $3,600, right? However, if I just take this line, just allow me to do that. Beautiful. Move it up. Right, look at that last October close. We closed at around, what was that? $4,288, right? Notice how we closed November. Well over that.
You contrast this to Bitcoin and it's like night and day.
Exactly, right? So you're seeing that, and now look at how December is reacting off of that region. If I just go ahead, zoom into that price action, what are you seeing there, right? Price actually came back down, trying to give that a retest, and we saw a nice bounce on it so far. Okay, this is what we're doing. But what's really, really cool about Ethereum, guys, is that if I just zoom out of this chart, allow me to just fix my scale. Oops, it's inverted. Okay, and I get on over to the weekly time frame. This is where the pattern's playing out. All right, and yes, there is a pattern within a pattern here. Okay, the first pattern, guys, now this is the smaller one of the two. is a beautiful cup and handle formation.
You should clear out the Ichimoku so they can see it. It's just the C template.
Okay, there we go. All right, that is the cup and handle formation. This will take Bitcoin up to $6,100. Okay, that is the measured move of the cup and handle formation. However, check this out. If I zoom out of this chart, what is playing out here along with the cup and handle? Can anyone tell me? And guys, we've broken out of this cup and handle, so it's done, right? We have a confirmed break of the cup and handle. But this not only was a confirmation break of the cup and handle, this was also a confirmation on another pattern that's playing out. And that, my friends, is a bull flag.
Yep.
So we've broken out of two patterns right now. Okay, the cup and handle being the smaller one and the bull flag being the second one. And guess where that measure move takes us up to?
So could you draw out the cup and handle measured move for them first?
Let's go ahead and do that.
So that's coming in at 6,500-ish?
Yeah, sorry, 6,500.
Nice.
All right, that's the first one.
So the first target for Ethereum, according to the
6,000.
pattern queen, is 6,500. Now the bull flag.
Take that.
It's 8,000.
Around $8,000. Can you believe it? Ethereum at freaking 8K? That's insane. But hey, this is the chart. And right now, if there's any beautiful chart out there, Ethereum is one of them. There are more, but Ethereum is one. Okay, so I have my eyes peeled on this chart. In fact, I really like the way price has been reacting, even on the daily time frame. Yes, we saw a bit of a dip leading into, well, today. However, if you look at the 4-hour time frame and stuff, I'm seeing a pickup on that. So look for that pickup. What I'll be looking for, what I really, really like about this, and I'll be looking for the next move from Ethereum as soon as we take out this high right here, which comes in at around $4,700. So as soon as we start taking up over $4,700, I'll be looking for continuation on Ethereum's chart. Okay, keep it very simple for yourself. Keep it very easy, very mango. These are the levels that we're looking at. Now, I'm saying these numbers out loud so that you guys can take note of them.
Yeah, that's really interesting because Ethereum has been trending really, really strong recently. And if I used to look at these horizontals, or could I clear them out?
You can clear them out.
So I've been keeping a close eye on Ethereum as well, and something really interesting on the weekly time frame that I would be keeping an eye out if I were you guys is essentially these weekly candle closes right over there. Okay, so interestingly enough, Ethereum has seen a rejection of that weekly that weekly level coming in around $4,640-ish, right? So $4,640-ish. Now, if we switch on over to the daily time frame, we're going to see that Ethereum on its most recent upthrust, okay, on its recent move towards the upside, even though it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 daily candle closes in a row closing towards the upside, closing green, the time we started seeing rejection or weakness, the time Ethereum started seeing a rejection and weakness was right up against that weekly level. You guys can see that the daily closed underneath it. It lived above it temporarily, yes, right? But it closed underneath it. The next day, saw weakness again, where we closed underneath it again. Again, we went and tried to push towards the upside, but the bulls failed to close above that level. What is this telling us? It's telling us that there's a lot of profit taking happening at this weekly level, all right? So people who are already deep in profits are taking profits against this level, okay? The market is not accepting even daily candle closes above this level, okay? That doesn't mean Ethereum's looking bad. All that means is that once we do see daily start closing above this level, the weekly is likely going to start having its upside too, and that's when we start looking for Krisha's targets to start having a cascading move, right? Because your bull flag is activated, your cup and handle is activated, and now you start having your dailies close above the weekly bull flag and the weekly cup and handle too. It's going to start having its big move. So keep an eye out on Ethereum, but I would not be looking to get long over here, right? Remember, we're against weekly resistance that is being respected on the daily time frame. Any other thoughts, Kusha, on Ethereum?
No, I think those are my... Keep it high level for Ethereum, guys. If you want to catch, if you want to bag some amazing trades on Ethereum, keep it high level. The thing about ETH is that it will chop you out on the lower time frames. Because yes, one more thing, so many thoughts just running right through. One thing about Ethereum, and I'm sure those of you who have been in this trade, who have been actively trading Ethereum, you guys know that it's a volatile chart, right? You'll see these amazing, beautiful green candles to the upside, but then when we see these pullbacks across the board, Ethereum takes a dump as well. And those dumps sometimes can be volatile. If you're seeing volatility to the upside and it's beautiful to the upside, it is going to be ugly to the downside as well, okay? That volatility, the same sort of volatility is gonna kick in. So keep your eyes, be aware of that, okay? So account for that when you're trying to position on Ethereum, and if you really want to bag some amazing trend trades on this chart, keep it high level.
Yep.
All right, that's my advice to you guys.
All right. So Base State Trader says 8K will happen so quick that many will be taken by surprise and will be part of the mainstream media blitz to get the dumb money in. The whales need tons of new liquidity, so yeah. And they'll get it.
Ethereum is, you're right. I feel like when Ethereum actually starts running, the numbers start coming in very, very, very fast. Anyone who has traded Ethereum knows this to be a fact. It doesn't give you time to get in. You're either in on the consolidation or you're just up catching the trade, running after price pretty much. Any questions?
Murli says, looking for ETH to put in a higher low compared to 3.9K. So on what time frame are you looking for that trend? On the daily? I think you're looking at this level. Yeah, he's looking at this. We started the stream around an hour ago. I'm not sure. How long have we been recording? I'm not certain, guy.
Ethereum's chart is looking so good on almost all time frames. It's pretty insane.
I'd be looking for the high low to be somewhere between that range.
You're looking at a higher low on what time frame though?
On the daily.
So the daily, okay.
He's looking at the daily,
so check out the daily. This looks like a W-like formation that broke to the upside. We got a retest of the neckline, right? I'll say this: we get a deeper pullback if we break the neckline to the downside. So that neckline pretty much lines up. I'm not sure if you have access to the dynamic, but you can check that out. But if you won the thing, it comes in at around $4,525.
What time frame are you looking at?
I'm looking at the daily.
The daily dynamic. Oh wow. Okay. So yeah, we closed. Okay. So when you compare Ethereum to Bitcoin, it's night and day. I'm going to say it again. Like, let's look at Bitcoin on the daily. You're going to see that we're rejecting off the daily dynamic over and over and over again, right? Similar to the 2-day. Now ETH USD on. By the way, this has been essentially in its downtrend ever since we broke it from the highs, right? Coming in from around 68,000-ish. What was that? Yeah, Bitcoin put a high all the way at 69,000, right? Yeah, so coming in all the way from 69,000, we lost the dynamic and we've been rejecting against it ever since. Now, you look at ETH-USD on the other hand, right? Even though we lost it, each of the tests towards the upside was like really, the bears weren't able to keep Ethereum down as hard as Bitcoin, because look at the slope of the dynamic on Bitcoin. The dynamic is going towards the downside, while with Ethereum, it's flat. Right? So now we've reclaimed it towards the upside, retested it, and we're holding above it. So it's good. I'm liking Ethereum a lot more than Bitcoin here, guys.
But remember, guys, we always have our invalidation points in place. If things change for Ethereum, we start breaking back down below these breakout zones, right? We've seen Ethereum break out of this cup and handle formation, this W-like formation on the 2-day time frame. We start breaking back into these patterns. I'm looking for a bit of, I'm saying that a certain play has been negated. At that point, I'll be looking for Ethereum to set in another, either a higher low or a lower low, depending on price. Right now, I'm honestly just looking for higher lows on Ethereum. However, if the picture changes, we are going to be changing our tune. We'll let you guys know. You guys will be the first to know, in fact. But so far, I mean, Ethereum is looking bullish.
All right, so now with that, we can switch to Cardano. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Krisha give her thoughts on, or rather recap her thoughts on Cardano, because she did do a video just yesterday, so her ideas are probably fresh in her mind. So with that, again, we're going to be doing Cardano now, Kusha. Do you want to start with the dashboard?
Cardano's on support. Okay, so I'm not sure. For those of you who actually caught the Cardano video, go ahead. I mean, I fleshed out a lot more there. You'll actually just filter it out for me, Sean, because I can't sort of reach. Cool beans. So now you can see that ADA USDT as well as ADA BTC.
Look at the 4 hour time frame.
I'm looking at that's fine. So 4 hour time frame, it's both short. And you know what? Yes, it's short because it looks, I mean, we're on support right now. That's where Cardano's at. We have been in this downtrend since, I believe, mid-November, early November, right? So Cardano is at this juncture right here. How about the weekly time frame? Cardano is also short on the weekly time frame, and I'm sure we can all agree with that. If there's any altcoin that has been in this downtrend right now, it has been Cardano. However, for those of you who actually watched the video from yesterday, I said that I'm not going to be selling Cardano here. Why is that? Because I do believe that we're currently sitting on support. And if there's one thing as traders that we should never do, it is sell on support. It's just stupid. Okay, wait, be patient, right? If you want that solid trade, if you want something with a bit more conviction, and you're gonna get that conviction when you see that nice break. You're like, all right, you know what? Cardano lost support, down we go. But you want to see it first lose support. You don't want to be shorting support. So now getting on over to the chart, Sean, you'll just switch to the chart for me.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
So order USDT, and let's do buyouts.
Let's go. Okay, so now I'm gonna get on over to the weekly time frame. You can see now. Look at that. Look at that. That's so that's very, very neat, right? Cardano on the dynamic. Now Cardano and Ethereum, by the way, Sean and I have been playing Cardano and Ethereum quite aggressively just based on the Mango dynamic because it's like freaking magic. But notice how ever since we broke the dynamic to the downside, it's just been a nice slow downtrend for Cardano, right? And in fact,
that was the big warning sign. Essentially, the first rejection of the upline and then closing underneath the dynamic.
Exactly. But now if I get on over to the monthly time frame, notice this.
That's huge.
Right? This is huge. Once again, guys, and there's confluence here. It's not just the dynamic that we're finding support on right now, but this is a range of price action that Cardano is finding support. We're currently at a midpoint. We're at a very, very special juncture here. Okay, because the range that I was looking at is basically from here, I believe. Yeah. To this point. Right? This right here marks out the midpoint of this current range. And if there's one thing I'm not going to be doing is shorting into the midpoint, shorting into support, and not just any support. This is macro monthly support. Right? There is confluence here of dynamic marked out with the midpoint.
You think Cardano could come a bit lower?
It could, but I'll be waiting on a proper break. Like I said, if this is the main tell is going to be if we start really showing additional weakness here, perhaps on the daily time frame, right? Additional weakness on the daily time frame. I want to see one of these wicks, either this wick getting taken out. If we actually take it out, hell, even this wick right here. Look at the pickup on this, right? What was this pickup? This was a good 9%. 9% just on the wick, guys. Okay, so it's once we really start losing those levels and we really start solidifying price action, candles closing under those levels, that's when I'm like, okay, you know what, there's additional weakness here. However, if you guys want to know if Cardano's really picking up some oomph, right, get on over to the 12-hour time frame because I noticed something here on the, where's your 21 EMA, Sean?
So you could turn on my Ichimoku template.
Where is this
B.
at? The B?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then...
Cool beans. All right, I want you to notice how ever since Cardano lost the 21 EMA, which was here back in November 11th, we've just been trending underneath the 21. Time and time and time again, every retest, we always fail to claim the 21 EMA, even over here. The one time we actually got back up over it, we did not see that confirmation. And what do we look for when we look for confirmation? We're looking for that second candle body close. And notice how we did not do that. Every touch of the 21 EMA has been met with a rejection. Right, so down, 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 down. If we're looking for some oomph from the bulls, look for price to start closing consecutive candles over the 21 EMA.
Yep.
Right, that's going to be a first tell in that, all right, price, the bulls might actually start picking this baby up from here. And that's when you really start looking for cascading effects on over to your higher time frames, like your weekly. Okay, but keep it very simple. I believe Cardano is on support. If this has to come down, and if you want to short Cardano, there is money to be made on the short side as well. Cardano is one of those coins that you can short, and it's got like quite a bit of liquidity on it. wait for a proper break. There's no point in selling into support. It's ridiculous.
You don't want to be shorting into support. There's monthly support here, weekly support that Kusha mentioned. More importantly, most of its downside move has already played out. It's already played out. Now there could be more to come, but I'd only look for that once we close monthly candles underneath the dynamic, right?
Yeah.
And this is what I wanted to talk about, that this is the big thing going for Cardano right now. Sitting flat on monthly dynamic support. We've had 3 months of down, right? The last time we essentially cleared above the dynamic, we had this massive upthrust towards the upside. That was like a good 1000%. Then we consolidated, pulling down on over to the dynamic and had another move towards the upside. And my last Cardano analysis, I combined that with the bi-weekly dynamic and showed you guys how interesting that can get, right? Show that to you guys in a bit as well. But with us seeing now 3 monthly candles pull down to monthly support, monthly trend support, at the very least, I wouldn't be too keen on shorting this. Now, I personally think that even though I'm not too keen on shorting this, it could come down a tad bit more, right? A tad bit more to around $1.30-ish, maybe $1.25, and I'm getting that level of the bi-weekly dynamic over here. If you guys just zoom out, you guys can see that the last time we consolidated around the bi-weekly dynamic, like in this structure, was in a similar manner when we had first lost the weekly dynamic, and then we consolidated underneath it, right? And you'd be like, wait, where are we consolidating? Around what, right? Why aren't we seeing the follow through? Well, it was because we were on the bi-weekly dynamic. I'm going to show it to you guys quickly. Gonna switch to the weekly. Gonna zoom out to that zone right over here. We lost the weekly dynamic but did not see that follow through because we had started the macro bull market at that point, right? So where did the bulls start accumulating? They start accumulating on the bi-weekly dynamic right over there. Okay, now again, this is a bi-weekly time frame, so you guys could literally copy paste this, like take a screenshot, and even though you guys don't have access to the dynamic, you guys can figure out the levels. I'll read it out to you guys in a bit. So again, all the way back in September, accumulated around it, and then we had a massive move around 2,000% since then, right? So yes, we pulled back onto it, but then bounced. Now again, I think we could come and test the top of the bi-weekly dynamic at the very least, coming in at around $1.33. On a uglier move, we could see a move all the way down to $1.10, and that is definitely a buy. Okay, for me, I'd be trading that as a support and resistance play and looking to convert it into a trend trade as we start seeing more and more strength on the bounce, if I get the bounce, right? So I'm being a little bit more patient on this one. I think Cardano could come down a tad bit more, especially if we see temporary Bitcoin weakness. Cardano has always had a further downside move every time Bitcoin even burps, right? Bitcoin even hesitates a bit and Cardano goes down. So that could be opportunity for us, right? Because imagine catching a trade all the way from $1 and then Cardano goes on to meet its previous highs.
Yeah.
That would be a 200%-ish move, right? 180% move to its previous high. And then if Cardano continues and perhaps gets to around $5-ish, that would be a 400% move. So patience will pay over here because the volatility could get a little bit intense on any weakness that Bitcoin shows. So that's what I'm looking at in terms of Cardano, guys. Yeah. Again, Krisha mentioned something really, really key. So I want to wrap up with that in terms of Cardano, is that we are sitting on monthly support. If you guys are playing the higher time frames and accumulating a macro position on Cardano because you guys are fundamentally bullish, this would not be a bad time, right? This would not be a bad time. Personally, me, I am waiting a tad bit more. So yeah, that is Cardano. Any questions, guys? Yeah, we'll do Matic to wrap up. Alexandru. Kusha's going to be covering Matic, right?
Matic looks like magic. They
Matic,
should rename
Kusha's
it
bullish on Matic.
for the day. Matic, by the way, guys.
The chart you posted on Discord was Matic.
Yeah, it was Matic. It is actually one of the coins right now that's trending even harder than Ethereum.
Philippe says, Kusha, a technical question. How do you see three green candles above the 21 EMA on the 8th of November? Could the 50 EMA be extra safeguard to break? So Philippe, you got to be a little bit more specific on what you're talking about. Are you talking about Cardano, Bitcoin? I'm assuming Cardano.
About the 21 EMA on the 8th of November.
And what time frame are you referring to, Philippe?
First off, you want to make sure that, like, to see a bullish setup, you want to see that bullish setup even amongst your EMAs, right? But usually the EMAs and the MAs, they all prove to be some solid regions of, say, support and resistance, even for your range trades. So the ideal sort of thing for, even if you're playing the EMAs and MAs, is first off to make sure price, if you're looking for the bullish side of the trade, you're looking for price to cross those MAs to the upside. Right, that shows the averages really starting to favor the bulls. So you want to see that, and you also want to see your 21 EMA cross over your longer moving average, which would be the 50 EMA, the 50 SMA, whichever one that you're looking at. But you're looking for that bullish setup, and that's where you see the cascading things play out. But I'm not, basically what Sean said, let me be specific about the thing, and then maybe we can look at it.
So he's referring to this. He's referring to these three candles over here.
Yeah.
So Philippe, if I understand you correctly, I think you're referring to the fact that we did not see continuation towards the upside. So at this juncture, Philippe, I would not have been looking at the 21 EMA at all. And I don't think Kusha would have been looking at it either, because we weren't respecting it this entire period. We kept closing above it, and it didn't mean anything.
So
Kusha is referring to this period right over here when we have. So this Philippe, this move over here was based off a weekly rejection. Okay, the weekly dynamic was rejected off here. Remember that. Remember, we were specifically looking at this on stream. Okay, Cardano started having its move live on stream. I remember this clearly. I'm like, okay, this is looking good. Can it close? Because it bounced off the weekly dynamic support, but the op dot was right over here. I'm going to show it to you in a bit. We rejected off it, and then the 12-hour downtrend started. So what happened there was a weekly higher time frame rejection followed with a lower time frame 12-hour downtrend. So looking at the lower time frame at the appropriate time is important. The low time frame over here was not appropriate, right? So let me just clear out the drawings. Okay, switch on over to the weekly dynamic and see that there, right?
That happened on November 11th.
We bounced off the weekly, right? Exactly. That's exactly November 8th. I remember this. Yeah. This happened live on stream. We bounced off the weekly. It was looking good. If Cardano closed above if for those of you who are watching and can't see, I'm going to zoom in. This dot over here, guys, the blue dot is coming in right over there at around $2.30-ish. We rejected off it. That was weakness, while the rest of the market was showing strength. And then the very next candle, we lost the dynamic for the first time on the weekly time frame since we gained it all the way over here, right? So, yeah.
Here's a tip. Okay, now this you guys can apply on any chart. If you're looking at certain time frames, right? You're looking to play a coin, say on the 12-hour time frame. While yes, you can base your trade off of that time frame, you can have your invalidation points on that time frame as well. I always suggest keeping a more holistic sort of view on the market. So never really look, if you're really looking to analyze a chart for everything it's got, and you're really looking to catch some amazing trades, and you're trying to determine whether or not should you play the range or should you play the trend, right?
Yeah.
Don't look at time frames in isolation.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's tip number one. Never look at, if you're looking at a chart, do not look at time frames in isolation. Yes, you can say you're playing the 12-hour time frame, look at the 12-hour time frame, and what I usually do is I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm looking to play this trade on the 12-hour time frame, and I'll base everything off of this 12-hour time frame. Then what I do is I get on over to the weekly time frame, right? Say in this case, Sean actually has that op line. I'm like, all right, you know what? The op line has been respected. Hell, it's been respected ever since this region right here, since September 13th. Like, it's got a lot of freaking data behind it. So what I usually do is I'll go and smack a line on where that next critical resistance is coming in at on the weekly time frame. If you're looking at this, if you're playing the range here, the op line suddenly comes in at $2.17. So I'll literally, guys, I'll go and smack a horizontal line on 217, and then I'll just get back on over to the 12-hour time frame, right? So if I just had to do this, get back on over to the 12-hour time frame, right? Then I'll be looking at how price reacts off of this region. And notice what happened here, right? Yes, we got back up over there, but then we lost it.
The weekly didn't hold it.
Right? The weekly did not hold it. So when you're seeing that kind of weakness on the chart, just to know that, all right, you know what, this is going the other way. You're looking at that range there, and we failed to actually close back up over resistance.
Yeah.
Right, on the weekly time frame. So keep all the levels in your face at all times.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. Kusha, do you want to do
Matic?
now?
Yes.
Okay, hold up.
You guys are gonna love the Matic chart.
All right, so we'll be doing Matic now. We're going to be starting with the dashboard as usual, and I'll filter that out for you, Kusha. And Kusha's going to be doing this one as well. She's been bullish on Matic since a couple of days now, right?
Yeah.
And she got excited this morning.
You can see the shorts have been punished significantly on the Bitcoin pairing, right? Matic USDT, and this is where the volatility really kicks in. Matic is one of those volatile charts. Matic USDT did give us that long signal 95 days ago, all right? So now this is the weekly time frame. How about the 4-day time frame? 4-day time frame as well, guys. We got the long signal 3 days ago.
You're up 27% already.
Yeah. How about the 2-day time frame? 2 days neutral, but I'm looking for this to change. That chart is looking excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Like, it actually may look better than even Ethereum right now. How about the daily? Daily, guys, what do you know? Both pairings right now, they're both long. These two long signals came to us 1 day and 2 days ago, respectively. And you look at the returns. And imagine, this is just 24 hours. You're already up a good 19 and 17%, give or take, right? How about the 12-hour? 12-hour, two guys long, right? And the gains so far, guys, in 24 hours, they've been pretty neat. On the 4-hour time frame as well, Matic USDT, Matic BTC, both long. So you can see that, all right, the bulls have control over this chart. If there's a trend over here, the trend is bullish. Now, if we get on over to the chart, check this out. You'll just switch for me.
There we go. Matic. What time frame?
You can just get on over to the weekly.
Apologies for my messy chart.
Look who's got the messy chart now. Actually, let's get on over to the monthly first. Let's go and see how that monthly closed.
Looks so good.
Like, look at that, guys. I'm just going to get rid of all his lines, clear that out, right? We had, so if you just look at this close of October, right? This close came in at around, what was that, $1.93.
Yeah.
Right? The close of November, however, while we closed underneath, look at how we've rallied since. Now, with this rally, we've taken out, I believe we've taken out the high of the previous month.
Okay.
Right? So now this high right here is at $2.20. The high of November was at $2.15. So right now we've taken out the high of the month of November. Right? Not just that, right now we're threatening a break of a pattern within a pattern. And once again, guys, just like Ethereum, we have a cup and handle play, as well as, what is that? There's a bull flag play as well on Matic. Okay, now this is the monthly time frame. If I get on over to the weekly time frame, you can see it quite clearly right here, right? So you can see, can I clear out your lines? Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, there we go. It's a lot more clear here now. Oops. So I'm looking at this. We're threatening the break right now of the cup and handle. This is not confirmed just yet, but as soon as we do that, that's not only going to confirm the cup and handle break, but that's also going to confirm the bull flag break as well. Now, if we're looking at measured moves, let's go ahead and do this one together. Okay, it's not the neatest cup and handle, but it's got the volume to support it. If we look at the measured move of the cup and handle, that will take Matic all the way up to $4.
$4? What?
I mean, what's it trading at right now?
$1.70-ish? No, 2.
Is that okay? Let's go ahead and place that again. Maybe, who knows, man? Like this.
No,
is,
makes sense. It makes sense.
Right? I mean, just going on TA.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. That's
right,
$4. This is the weekly time frame, so we got to keep that in mind.
So think about that, right?
And that's just the cup and handle. What about the bull flag?
Right. So now if we take the bull flag, put it on the break. $4.60.
Okay. So I like that. I like that. I like that it's almost in confluence over there.
So now we have these two sort of regions. Now it's not necessary that when you see these patterns on the chart, it's not necessary that it plays out in one fell swoop. You can see a trend being established, like little ebb and flow of price action leading up to that $4 mark. But right now this chart is looking absolutely fantastic. We start seeing even candles price take out the highs right here at around $2.22. I'll be looking for continuation from Matic. Matic is looking phenomenal. Right, so let me know what your thoughts are on the chart. Is there anyone playing Matic right now? I know there have been quite a few requests on some of our daily vids to cover Matic. So this is, by the way, one of the coins that is trending currently on Google Trends. This combined with Ethereum and I believe it's Shiba Inu.
All right, so that's Matic, guys. Kisha pretty much covered everything, so I don't have any additional thoughts on Matic. Cool, so let's see if we have any questions. Ronnie says, what was that last chart with the longs and shorts? Ronnie. Oh yeah, so Murali had the right answer for you. That was the dashboard, man. Let me just go ahead and switch to it. You can find it at app.mangoresearch.co. Essentially what it allows you to do is filter out coins and read their trend direction on each of these time frames available to you: the 4-hour, the 12-hour, the daily, the 2-day, the 4-day, and the weekly. Now the free version, I believe, has limited time frames, and the premium version has multiple time frames available, as well as on the Mango View you have multiple coins available to plot on the premium version, right? Krisha, we have all these coins like Ethereum, ETH, BTC, ADA, BNB, DOT, FTM, Luna, Matic, where you can essentially plot out automatic support and resistance lines, as well as get access to all of these indicator templates. But yeah, all of these are free though, except for the automatic support and resistance. So yeah, either way, the free version alone is good enough if you're just a casual hobbyist following the charts just to keep in touch with what the markets are doing. And if you want the premium version for free, you can actually get free premium now. This is something that we have introduced but not announced because we're terrible at announcing things. You can get free premium by clicking on this link over here. Essentially, it will give you a link that you can share with a friend. So if you share the dashboard with a friend if the friend signs up, you will get 1 month of free premium access. So yeah, we should make like an official announcement on this one. But if any of you guys are interested, this is now available. Yeah, go ahead and share the Mango love.
The Mango love.
All right, we'll be wrapping up soon now, guys. I'm gonna actually go take a nap. I'm pretty tired. Woke up super early, had a heavy workout. Salvage Center says, what are your thoughts on Gala? I'm in since 5 cents, thanks to Krisha's video. So Krisha's making a lot of people a lot of money.
Gala is actually looking, it's still looking great, honestly. It's a falling channel onto the 21 EMA on the 12-hour. This breaks up, it's going up further. However, if it breaks the 21 EMA to the downside, then I'm saying that we could see the party end
It's 10
briefly.
support as well.
But this is still looking good.
Yeah, this could see a bounce over here.
And if the entire market...
But I think the bounce is going to be sold into. Low, high, low, high, low, high, bounce, low, high, and then break. The key tune would be, I don't know, okay, I'd get bullish on this only if it starts closing. Your instance, don't listen to what I'm saying though, because your instance 5 cents, your instance all the way down here, right? It's freaking sitting at 70 cents now. So what I'm like, it's irrelevant to you. You can hold if it even comes down a bit further, right? Like you wouldn't want to, the key thing for someone sitting in deep profits like you is to not lose position. Okay, you don't want to be losing position, because if this does bounce and it just keeps going and you try to get too cute with selling over here on a lower high, like let's say you try to sell it around 75 cents and then it just keeps going to 95 cents and you're thinking, man, I bought it at 5 cents, I was penny pinching when this like just kept going, right? So it's looking good on
I'll say, I'll just add one quick note to that. If you notice something different is happening on the Gala chart right now, right? We had been maintaining that 4-hour uptrend, and we've been getting supported on the 21 EMA primarily, and we've sort of lost that signature. So every time, if you notice a chart having a special signature on an uptrend, a very, very nice, beautiful, bullish uptrend, and it loses that signature, just know that something very different is happening on that chart. You could either wait for that signature to really get back into action, or, you know, start thinking of how you're going to be approaching it with a bit of prudence. So understand how you're going to be either taking profits or how you're going to be riding out the rest of your trade. Okay?
Yeah.
So right now it has lost a signature, just letting you know. That 21 EMA was clutch and that no longer holds.
Okay, so Zathan asks, do you guys mind taking a look at Vechain? Yeah, man, for sure, Zathan. I've been keeping an eye on Vechain and it's not looking the best. Like there's better opportunities. It's like an opportunity cost sort of situation with Vechain at the moment. Ever since we lost like this was a really, really toppy, right? You wanted to see Vechain have continuation over here because structurally, what did you have? You had like this very messy uptrend and then a very messy head and shoulders, in my opinion. Of course, the pattern queen will probably disagree with me on this being a head and shoulders, but psychologically, what are you looking at? You're looking at the bulls pushing towards the upside, the bears pushing it down, the bulls saying nope, pushing it further up, the bears pushing it down again. Now at this point, when the bears are able to push the price back down to its previous lows, right, that's when you have the formation of your possible neckline of a head and shoulders, right? Because the psychology of what's happening over there is, hey, the bears pushed it back down enough to meet its previous higher low, even though the bulls put in a higher high, right? So the bears had enough force to push back down whatever the bulls did on a higher high. Now it's on the bulls to prove a point. Can they make another higher high? If they do, then it's like, okay, cool, it doesn't matter, things are looking good. But they did make another high high, they made a lower high, right? And you saw that with the rejection, and now this lower high, by the way, is not confirmed until you see a lower low. And you saw this lower low on this break. At that point, Vechain was looking ugly. I was out of any Vechain trade at that point, and yeah, downside. I was in a Vechain trade, by the way, in this move all the way. So this was weakness. So I don't like Vechain over here. It's been putting in lower highs. And yeah, that being said, these horizontals that you guys are seeing here, this red and white, that is based off the weekly time frame. So let me just undo my scribbles. So the weekly is something that you guys could have been looking at as well, but all of this was happening along that weekly time frame. So you're seeing distribution along the weekly, right? All of this was trappy action. Putting in a head and shoulders across a major level like that is essentially a signature of a bull trap, right? Essentially accumulating liquidity, selling into it, and then continuation. That being said, similar to Bitcoin, the weekly trend could still go like this, right?
Yeah, if there's any pickup on Vechain, it's gonna be now. If it does come in. It's not looking the best. I do believe it's opportunity cost until it really establishes some sort of uptrend somewhere on one of the time frames. Look for cascading trend effects. So lower, it's a trend usually establishes itself on the lower time frame, then goes up to the higher time frames.
Bruce, I'll do Sol in a separate live stream, possibly tomorrow or day after tomorrow. So make sure you hit the subscribe and the bell notification icon. I am in a Sol trade myself. I have a pretty good position on that one. Sol and Avalanche have been one of my two huge winners this year. So we'll definitely look at Sol either tomorrow or day after. So stay tuned for that. Serena says, can you, because the reason I want to keep Sol for different video, by the way, is because I want to do a proper analysis on it. I don't want to just look at it quickly. Serena says, could you look at some metaverse coins like Mana and Sand? I was actually trading Mana.
Is that
I'm
the
not
new
in it.
narrative right now?
Metaverse coins.
Meta, the metaverse coins. Everything is, ever since Facebook went meta,
So yeah, this is
everything's just meta.
this is Mana for you, Decentraland. Yeah, as long as it's holding this horizontal over here, nothing to worry about in my opinion. If it breaks into this horizontal, I'll be looking at it coming back down to 357, loses 357. Slides start to stop at around 330, but eventually making its way back down to 249-ish as a potential trade opportunity on the weekly time frame. But yeah, towards the upside, you're looking for it to break 524. If it breaks 524, you're likely going to make it's likely going to make its way to 591. Right, it takes out that high. At that point, probably it's going to keep going, man, bullish. So it's in a structural uptrend, right? But this is a bit concerning over here. At this current point in time, I'm not in Mana. I was trading Mana as a temporary short-term trade, in and out. I don't want to manage it through any night volatility because my position size was really high on that one. Took my profits and was out of the trade. All right, so Kusha, we can wrap up now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll do Avalanche. I've done a separate Avalanche video, but I'll do one this week. So I'll do Solana. So today we covered Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano as the two main altcoins. The next live stream I'll do Bitcoin, Solana, and Avalanche, right?
Avax.
Kusha, any final thoughts?
No, I think you guys have our thoughts on the coins that we are looking at: Ethereum, Matic, and Cardano.
Cheers, Has. Appreciate you guys being patient.
Tell us if there are coins that are looking good. Perhaps we could find some time to maybe do separate videos on it. We've actually caught like some amazing coins because of quite a few of you guys out there, right? Drawing our attention to some amazing charts.
Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate the love, man. Kevin, are you the Kevin who joined the seed, or am I confusing you with someone else? Was there a Kevin who joined the seed?
Yes.
So yeah, if you have, man, shoot me and Kusha a PM so that we can invite you to the Mango Seed fam, the private chat. You don't want to be missing out on the private chat. Believe me. A lot of people. Oh, you said you okay? You have the dashboard, not the okay. My apologies.
No, we did have a Kevin that joined.
Yeah, there was a
seed
Kevin, right?
Recently, yeah.
Philippe says, thanks for the ongoing support, feeling a lot better now. Hey man, yeah. So Philippe and I had a interesting conversation yesterday because Philippe PM'd me, and what he was saying really got me reminiscing, because I went through a lot of those feelings when I was going through my trading journey in the beginning. It's just that Philippe is going through his trading journey a lot faster than I have, because he's learning a lot faster than I did, right? And I'm not going to talk about that conversation now. If Philippe gives me permission, I would love to share the idea of that conversation with the rest of you guys in the next live stream, because that kind of psychology and mindset kind of thing really helps you grow as a person. So yeah, I'm glad you're feeling better, Philippe. Jack says, I love you right back, Jack. I love you right back. Jack is my loyal Twitter follower, my only Twitter follower. He's the only one who follows me. Cares what I have to say. John Jardine says, I've just joined the seat as well. The journey has begun. My man, John Jardine. Is he in the seat? I don't think he's in the private. You're not in the private chat either, man. PM us. Believe me, you guys who are not, we have a few new seedlings. And I think some of you guys who have joined recently are not in the private chat just yet. And believe me, you guys don't want to be missing out on the private chat. I'm just going to go ahead and show Discord. I'm not going to show the seed chat per se. But okay, there you go. So right over here on the left hand side, you guys can see the seed sections, right? The seed chat, the mango sprouts, mango lessons. These 3 sections alone, you guys don't want to be missing. Okay, the mango sprouts and mango lessons. That's gems of golden information over here. We're not like other trading communities where we just talk about our wins and we try to show off and one up each other. In fact, none of that happens in the seed program. Especially in the mango sprouts and mango lessons, people are talking about their struggles, their pains, their pitfalls, and what they've learned and how they're improving. Ajesh has some really, really nice posts in there. Wolvie has some great freaking posts in there. People have shared their struggles and how they overcome it and their stories, right? And then the seed charts, the seed setups, Bitcoin setups, altcoin setups, traditional. We have some great people in here. If you guys are in the program, don't miss out on this. Because a lot of people have come out and said that these chats alone are worth 3x the program. So it's changed people's lives. So don't miss out. But PM us first. Love to chat and love to introduce you to the fam. Jay says, yay, more seedlings. That's awesome, yeah. Indeed, more seedlings. Oof, all right, guys. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. You guys can probably tell from my voice. So Kusha's going to be taking over the rest of the stream for the next 3 hours. She's going to be live here with you guys, right?
That's one way to throw me under the bus. Good God. No, but this pretty much wraps it up.
Do you guys want more of Kusha next time, or do you guys just want me here, like just me alone, right? Because honestly, she's such a distraction. She's typing while I'm doing an analysis. She's like, she's like.
I was typing to
you know,
them.
I was this close to becoming a professor. I was going to start my PhD just to become a professor and teach, and then I would think about freaking students like her in class on freaking Facebook while the prof is trying to teach, and they're going, I don't give a rat's ass because I'm too cool to listen to the prof. And I'm just thinking to myself in class, I'm like, you guys don't need to be here. Go home and sleep, because that's what I would do. I'd either show up to class to listen or I'd sleep. So if I showed up to class, I'd be sitting in the front. I was one of those students, right? I'd show up late all the time, but I'd sit in the front. I'd push people out of my way if I had to, and I'd listen if I was showing up. And if I couldn't listen, I was too distracted, I could just walk out, go home and sleep, right? I don't understand people like you.
Krisha's words of wisdom. Yay, Salvage Center. Woo!
Don't encourage her, guys.
It's Sean is very different from most people in university. Some of us just go to class, to make ourselves feel better.
Yeah.
For showing up, because if we don't go, then it's just like, damn it, I didn't go, and then you feel guilty. I don't know if it's just me. Do you guys have the same thing where you just feel freaking guilty for not going to class?
Do you know what my prof said in my AI prof? So he taught me AI for 3 years, right? Second year university, third year and fourth year, so, right, leading into my masters. And the last year when I was doing my exam, the final exam in the fourth year, I sat there till the very end. I always sit to the very end, and the way I figure it is that I don't show up to class. I very rarely show up to class. So if I'm going to show up to the exam, that's at least spend as much time as I can going through my answers, because I was really reliant on my scholarships to get through my education, right? I really needed to get those A+, because if I don't get my scholarships, I can't afford university. So I just, spend some time going through all my answers. And the prof said, Sean, in all the years I've been teaching you, I think you have literally spent more time in my exam halls than all the classes that you showed up to. And I felt really proud of that.
It was so weird is that he actually used to come out with like straight A's. And I never got that. I'm just like, how?
Because
he's like, you just gotta understand what the prof is gonna give you. Like,
the truth was, I when I showed up to class, I'd show up to learn, or I just don't show up at all, and I'd spend my home at sleeping at home while these idiots would would waste their time doing nothing in class. So yeah.
Guess who's making dinner tonight?
Sean, may I hire you as a life coach? I have considered being a life coach. Yeah, for sure. Go ahead, hire me as a life coach.
If you want tough love.
If you're willing to write me a really, really nice review and start my career as a life coach.
Life coach.
Because I could do something different with my life now.
You could.
Yeah, that's a good idea, man. Murli says after the seed program there could be a life program. Hey, seed is about life though, man. Mango is about life. We talk about so much more than just trading there, right? Finances too. Trading is a life. There you go.
Yeah.
Trading is life, says Wolfie. That's why there's the Mango gaming community. We should have Mango fitness community.
Avara says, man, need some tips and barely surviving.
That was not
my
a proud moment. The prof became sarcastic. That was a proud moment for me. And the prof was being very literal. He was a very, very literal guy. He was just really annoyed. He was really annoyed though. I don't want to deny that, because he had to stay. The part I missed, or the part I forgot to tell you, or mention, was that he had to stay till the very end just to wait for me, because everyone else had already left, right? And he was just standing there looking at me, and I'm like, nope, I'm not leaving. Till my time is up, I'm not leaving.
Morley says, mango foodie community. Yes, I'm down for that. I think that's a brilliant idea. It's highly saturated, but I'm good with food.
Jack says yes, buys. How? I'm confused. What do you mean, Jack? Ajay says, I know the feeling very well. So Ajay is a teacher. So he understands my frustration. While I'm trying to teach these guys, you're one of those Facebook students.
Hey, we were supposed to.
I'm trying to add engagement in the
out.
chat, she says.
We were supposed to try this out today.
What?
And well, it clearly didn't work.
No.
Because before I was on my phone, right? So this was the last stream. I was on my phone. I'm like, okay, let me see if I can, talk to you guys on my phone. And he was like, no, it's distracting. So I'm like, okay, let's try a laptop this time. So this is distracting too. So I guess.
Okay. What I meant was, when you were on your phone, you kept like looking down to read, and that was distracting. Okay. So I said, okay, maybe you use your laptop so you don't have to peer into your phone like that. Alright guys, with that, do it the mango way, do it the easy way, do it the stress-free way. And yeah,
we'll see you guys in the next live stream. And don't worry, people are asking people are asking for all the altcoins, guys. We will be covering any amazing altcoins that we see. We'll cover it in separate videos, or we'll cover it in the next live stream.
I would make a cool professor. I would never ask my students to show up, because I'd record every one of my lectures and send it to them. I'm like, you guys need to rewind to listen to me over and over again, right? Because why wouldn't you want to listen to Sean over and over again? I'm like, don't show up to class. I hate crowds anyways. Jack says, how do I hire you? I made more money this year than in my entire life. I'm in over my head and would appreciate your advice. So do you want to hire me as a financial coach or a life coach? Those are two different things. The first thing you can do, man, is join the Grove chat and start. The Grove is essentially a life coaching session. Join the Discord, man. Join the Discord, Jack, and we can talk. I want to start my life coaching career now. I'm excited.
You have motivated him.
I've life coached Krisha.
Yes, he has. It was not an optional thing, right? There was a lot of tough love, but yeah, paid off. I think he would make a really good life coach, definitely.
All right. Samson is in here too. Ciao, guys. Ciao, 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 ciao.
Thank you for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you guys in the Grove. So make sure to join the Discord chat, and we'll see you guys in there.